elected officials and leaders. But to address, the remarks of what Congresswoman Spanberger said last week, I just want to be unequivocal about the fact that Black Lives Matter. What happened to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery is a tragedy. And Black Lives Matter in this country. Year in and year out, Black voters are the backbone of this Democratic Party, and especially Black women. And it's up to us to continue to fight for these communities year in and year out, and to address the systematic racism within our institutions. And whether you're a suburban voter, whether you're a rural voter, whatever kind of voter you are, let's just be unequivocal about that statement right there.
But is there a way, I agree with that, is there a way to represent those issues and those concerns that people have in a way that doesn't then turn off people of goodwill who would also probably agree with that, but find the idea of defunding the police, for instance, to be maybe a step too far, or just sounding more scary than it might be meant to be?
I think that one area where I agree with Congresswoman Spanberger is when she talked about socialism in some of the ads that kind of were run the cycle. I saw, especially in our Vietnamese American community and some of our Latino communities as well, is that this idea of socialism is not quite mainstream within our party. And I think that you saw some voters who we normally would be galvanized to the polls kind of vote Republican this year. And there's also, let's be honest, a demographics breakdown, right? Like an older generation Vietnamese American parent is very different than someone who is a younger Vietnamese second generation American. And so those are sort of the divides that you see demographically. But I do think that, that is not quite mainstream here in our party.